So there is good reason why Pierre Poilievre right now should be doing a victory lap. Yeah, of course, campaign promises are made, but this one, I think Carney is going to be walking this one back faster than a Y2K end times cable TV preacher on January 1st in the year 2000. Let's get into this. Ladies and gents, welcome back. We all know that promises are made and promises are broken. This is what politicians' careers are made of. I mean, this is exactly what we expect of them. But this time, this is an interesting one. Now, as we all know, Mark Carney just won the leadership race. I couldn't say it with a straight face. Mark Carney was gifted the position of Prime Minister by the Liberal establishment in Canada. That's right. They just only had to disqualify a few people to get him in that position. But, I mean, no, it's totally fair. Let's be honest. Now, I want to do a shout out to a YouTuber right now, and his name is John Bolton. He put this video out just the other day talking about Mark Carney, why he's been talking about scrapping the carbon tax and how all the credit is actually owed to Pierre Poilievre. Let's listen here.
So my government will immediately eliminate the divisive consumer carbon tax on families and farmers and small and medium-sized businesses.
My government will immediately eliminate the divisive consumer carbon tax. Those words passed the lips of Mark Carney yesterday. The new Liberal leader, the new Prime Minister, Mr. Net Zero, Mr. Climate Change, Mr. Special Envoy for Climate to the UN said those words yesterday. And you're going to say, John, we knew this was coming. But until they passed his lips yesterday, this did not exist. And the Conservative Party and Pierre Poilievre are not taking credit for it because it's only because of them he said those words yesterday. We got the elimination of a huge tax in Canada yesterday, and nobody is talking about it.
Well, I'm going to jump ahead here because we didn't get the elimination of anything. Nothing was done yesterday. But John Bolton, you're absolutely correct here. Pierre Poilievre should be doing a victory lap on this one because nobody's. The only reason why anyone's talking about this is, and especially in Ottawa, is because of the never-ending push from Pierre Poilievre to axe the tax. Now, will we get a tax axed? Well, that's yet to be said. Now, Kris Sims of the Taxpayers Federation put this out on X. Before we get into that, let's do a big plug for the Taxpayers Federation. If you don't know them already, a link will be in the description down below. They're an advocacy group for you. That's right, you, the taxpayer. And Kris Sims is one of the members of this, one of the main directors of this. And she'll be on the show this Thursday, a special live stream right around the same time we do the Marty and Clyde show on Wednesdays. This Thursday, she'll be on with me, so tune in for that. But she put this out on X saying, Carney, first thing, he must keep his promise to immediately remove the carbon tax. He plans to push carbon tax costs on businesses and job creators and back to us, obviously. But right now, he can get rid of the carbon tax. Canadians shouldn't pay the carbon tax for 1 minute more. Here she is.
Importantly for taxpayers here, one of Mark Carney's very first promises was to immediately remove the carbon tax. Remember this? Listen.
My government will immediately remove the consumer carbon tax. But we won't stop there. Instead, what we'll do is create a system of incentives to reward Canadians for making greener choices. So it means that you'll no longer have to pay more to fuel your car or heat your home. But when you choose an energy-efficient appliance or an electric car or home insulation, you will be rewarded, and we will get the big polluters to pay for it.
So that was Mark Carney in Halifax when he made his announcement that he was going to immediately remove the consumer carbon tax. Now, of course, his campaign team had leaked to the mainstream media that he was going to scrap the carbon tax altogether, so that really soaked up headlines. But we must hold him to his first promise. He needs to get rid of the carbon tax right now. And they can do this right now. The cabinet can make the carbon tax cost zero. They don't need to have Parliament sitting to do it. The reason why it is so important for Carney to keep this promise is for two reasons, really. One, to see if he's capable of keeping such an important promise to Canadians. And two, most importantly, Canadians can't afford the carbon tax. 50% of Canadians are broke. They're within $200 every month of not being able to make the minimum payments on all of their bills, meaning keeping the lights on, keeping the credit card company from phoning you, okay? That is a terrible place to be in for Canadians. And the carbon tax is costing them big money. Every time they're opening up a home heating bill for natural gas or propane, or if they're opening up a utilities bill, if the power plant runs on natural gas, they're getting punished with this carbon tax. Farmers are being punished with this carbon tax to heat their barns and dry their grains. So enough is enough. Canadians should not have to pay the carbon tax for one more day. And there's no way that we should have the carbon tax getting jacked up on April 1st. So, Mark Carney, the Prime Minister-elect, about to be sworn in as the Prime Minister of Canada, needs to keep his promise and get rid of this carbon tax.
Absolutely. So the ball is in his court at this moment. Now, I would encourage people to start writing Mark Carney. Hey, get on the horn, get on the phone, get on your email and get on over there and say, Mark Carney, hey, remember when you promised to do that thing? You have the power to do that absolutely right now. You can turn it to zero. You don't have to actually legislatively do anything. You have within your power at the executive branch to make the carbon tax zero. And, well, then you would be living up to your promise. Unfortunately, I don't think that this is what is set in stone. I mean, this is not going to happen realistically, but this is a good thing. Well, not good for Canadians that he's not going to do it. It's a good thing in the long run because we will be going into a general election at some point, and this will be fodder for him. Obviously, he's making promises and then not keeping the ones that he said that he would do day one. Well, let's see what happens. Let's absolutely see what happens because we could use a different government in Canada, that's for sure. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trekking.